you Google best stores for looting, nothing comes up.
I just did the same thing. I searched funniest stores to loot. Hello and welcome to REKT Podcast. I am Bunchu alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host Crypto Chamber. Chamber, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good, man. It's are there riots and protests happening outside your house right now?
I live in enough of the suburbs so that I feel like I'm pretty riot proof as far as
So you're saying it's a quiet riot?
Yeah, it's a quiet, absolutely quiet riot around here. You would have to walk pretty far to like riot stuff around me.
Yeah, so, same here. Nothing really.
It's not worth your riot per square foot is not. There's diminishing returns.
There's some riot elbow room, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it'd be great for social distance rioting, actually.
Yeah, okay, good to know.
But the streets are burning.
It's insane. It's fucking bananas out there. And as you think it's getting better, you hop on Twitter last night, and it's just worse and worse.
Oh my God, did you see that video with the old guy?
Old guy, there were so many things happening. The old guy happening, There was LA stuff where cops are beating the shit out of people with their batons. There was a bunch of stuff happening.
It's pretty wild out there. So if you are in a urban area, please stay safe and don't at least pick your loot battles correctly. We'll be talking about that later in the show.
Yeah.
Which stores may be the best to loot, which maybe you should stay away from. All meant in fun, obviously. We're not actively looting. We don't support the looting. But, if you need a couple things, we're going to talk about which stores you should go to.
If you need some ski equipment, I'm always reminded of Frank Reynolds looting during the LA riots.
Yes, that's hilarious. Yes. Also, today I'll be practicing my new breathing techniques.
You're getting lit up for that, eh?
I didn't even think it was me.
I had to re-listen to it after people started bringing it up. I'm like, oh, I see what's happening here. I don't know what was happening. I know we had a little bit of an audio issue that the tracks weren't syncing up properly, so I had to take everybody's track out separately and then put them all back together so they would sync. But for whatever reason, I think your mic was like I think microphones, when you're not talking, they kind of dim down, but yours was was amplifying maybe. So it's trying to pick up more stuff. And so when you were talking, it sounded fine, but when you weren't talking, you sounded like Darth Vader. So
that's some bullshit.
I think honestly, it's because of the guest. I don't know what happens. Every time there's a guest, the audio, either their audio messes our audio up, or they have messed up audio, or something was happening. Because when it's just me and you, I can edit this thing in like 5 minutes and no problemos.
Although totally worth it, because Big Cheds was
fantastic.
Yeah.
Great guest. So we take what we. You might have a Bunchu breath once in a while, but it was a good show.
Hashtag Bunchu breath.
Hashtag Bunchu breath.
What else is going on? We're going to try to make this show short and sweet today on a Friday. But anything else happening in your world that's noteworthy?
Nothing. Just trying to figure out, we're just trying to figure out how to take some holidays this summer. I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know. I'm going nuts.
Didn't you say you're off like every Friday?
I am, but I want to take some action.
Vacations.
Yeah, like a vacation, take a week off, take 2 weeks off.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, me and my wife, myself, and we were like, man, I hope we have some time to actually go somewhere or something like that, but we...
Yeah,
I don't know.
we have our time slot kind of that first week of August where we typically go.
Where you're going to Dead Man's Cove?
Dead Man's Cove, and like it's booked, but my wife wants to go there. It's pretty top of the list for her. But man, I'm like, fuck. I'm already. We've been instructed to take some holidays from work, so not everybody's using up their holidays during the summer. So I got that going. I'm like, it still costs a lot. It's probably gonna cost me, I don't know, like $2,500 to go. Everything included. I'm like, geez, do I want to spend another $2,500? Yeah, you still don't know what's happening in the world, right? Like,
right.
I don't know. So yeah, there's a lot of, and I don't even know if the thing is even open. I just emailed the owner of the cottage today, so we'll see what she says. But
it's probably open, but
a lot of heat.
It's BYODB. Bring your own dead bodies.
That's right. My wife might murder me while we're out there.
So you might be the one washed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Sasquatch-like man washes up on shore of vacation cottage.
Scientists are baffled.
Scientists are baffled. Other patrons go about their holiday.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
The hard-hitting headlines that people.
I would love to do a show from Dead Man's Cove, though, for real.
Coming at you live from Dead Man's Cove, where it all started.
No kidding.
That's funny. All right, shall we?
Let's get into it.
Let's get to the news. I like how that intro has just become like a thing. It was never spoken about. It was just something I do every single time. And now if I don't do it, you get mad at me.
Absolutely. I got to know when to put in the edits and the fun clips and tunes and whatnot. I go crazy.
All right, what do you got for us? Start us off.
I got one for you. This is from the blog Crypto. Coinsquare CEO. I thought it was Coinbase when I actually grabbed this. So this is actually, I just used this the other day. So Canadian crypto exchange Coinsquare said that an internal theft last year by a former employee resulted in personal information and some of its customers landing in the hands of a hacker or a group of hackers. So fuck me. I thought this was Coinbase.
So you just used Coinsquare the other day.
I literally just used Coinsquare.
So you're about to get
Saturday.
You're about to get simp swapped.
Yeah, I'm gonna be thirsty simp swap in a hot minute. Details of the incident.
I still don't know how to properly use simp. By the way,
I don't know either. It's still fun to say. Details of the incident were included in a story published earlier this week by news outlet Vice, which reported that a hacker or hackers intended to use the information, which contains email addresses, phone numbers, and in some cases, physical addresses, to perform a SIM swap attack. A SIM swap attack involves a fraudulent actor who uses personal information to effectively hijack a person's phone number. According to Cole Diamond, is that the guy's name for real?
That's a great name.
That
sounds like a Frank Reynolds alias.
That is 100% an alias. That can't be his real
Cole
name.
Diamond. Nice to meet you. What's his little middle name? Blood?
Yeah, exactly. Coinsquare, he's the chief executive officer. The person quoted in the article is likely a former employee that stole data a year and a half ago. Diamond said the former employee stole data from a customer relationship management CRM, for those listening at home. Coinsquare became aware of the issue a year ago and contacted the police and a privacy commissioner, Diamond said. He said that the crypto exchange, quote, leveled up its internal control to ensure employees could not remove data from its CRM systems. According to Diamond, the referenced individual is trying to tarnish Coinsquare's reputation as a secure cryptocurrency exchange over theft that happened in the past. Quote, why else would a hacker contact a reporter? Who would then tip off the company? He said, that makes no sense. Diamond said the users whose data were compromised have been contacted about changing their account information. I'm sure I got an email that I ignored about this. He declined to comment on the number of impacted users, but said the police are still investigating the scale of the theft. Quote, anyone that is doing their job has to have access to data, so there's only so much a business can do to protect itself from this sort of occurrences, he added. So, all right. I got to go check my emails.
That is hilarious.
Yeah,
I hope you don't get simp swapped.
I don't think I can. I'm not sure how that works either. So, yeah, hopefully I don't. What do you have for us? What do you got? What do you got for news?
Diamonds are forever.
They sure are. Coal. Do you get diamonds? Yeah, you get diamonds from coal, don't you? Right? That's how it works.
Coal?
Yeah, coal?
Diamonds are diamonds are from coal. Yes,
that's amazing.
So that's a great name.
Circle of life.
Oh man! All right, I've got a story from the block crypto about Western Union. So Western Union makes takeover offer to MoneyGram. Interesting. All right, so money transfer firm Western Union has made a takeover offer to MoneyGram International, according to a report by Bloomberg. Citing a source familiar with the process, Bloomberg reported that while a takeover offer has been submitted, no final decision has been made, and Western Union could opt to not proceed with the deal. So, should the deal go through, Western Union would acquire a business that has an existing business relationship with distributed ledger startup Ripple.
Ooh.
Ripple. Yep, which owns a 9.5 or 9.95 stake in MoneyGram. Wow, they own 10% of MoneyGram.
That's a good chunk.
Yeah, it sure is. As previously reported by The Block, MoneyGram uses Ripple's on-demand liquidity product to facilitate cross-border remittances, and Ripple pays MoneyGram in the form of XRP as part of an incentive program focused on market development. Western Union previously conducted a pilot program with Ripple focused on payment settlement. What are your thoughts here?
I have a lot of thoughts, actually.
Wow. Okay. Let's list them one by one.
1A. No, I was actually. I've never. Have you ever used Western Union before?
Yes.
I have never. And
I used to use Western Union back in my early online offshore betting gambling days.
That makes sense to me.
And you would like get paid out in Western Union, and you had to go like to these little shady bodegas and cash in your Western Union checks.
Right.
It was a very shady process that only the real degenerates know about.
So I had mentioned I used CoinSquare earlier this week. I was converting some Bitcoin into some Canadian dollars, and I wanted to send some money into the U.S. So I'm like, okay, I go on my phone, I go to my bank app. I'm like, all right, let's see how we can send some of this stuff out. And one of the options was using Western Union, like right from my phone, like through my bank. And I'm like, okay. This week has really just proved how necessary cryptocurrency is, because it is a fucking headache.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
It's crazy.
You were talking about it, yeah.
So you have to convert your Bitcoin into. So if I wanted to send you, say, some money, some US dollars, instead of sending you Bitcoin, I have to convert the Bitcoin into Canadian dollars using CoinSquare, which may or may not have lost all my information. And then it takes, so you convert that. It takes you can basically you export it out of that CoinSquare account. It takes about 2 to 3 business days to get it into your Canadian bank account. And then so once it was in my bank account, I'm like, oh, let me take a look, see what I can transfer, because within Canada you can send transfers fairly easily. I'm sure it's no different than in the U.S. using like your Venmo and stuff like that. So within Canada, it's no problem. You send an email, you send a text message, you can send money, but you can't do that into the U.S. So it gave me options, and it said like Western Union, I could only send $1,000, and it was going to cost me X%. And I'm like, ugh, this sounds horrible. So then I needed to send more, and they said, well, yeah, you have to go into your local branch and do a wire. I'm like, holy shit. So I drive to the bank. There's a fucking lineup of 30 people out the door. So I'm like, okay, park the car, wait in line, put my earpods in, and wait. It took me about probably 45 minutes to get into the bank, waiting in line. And then once you get in line, I got a freaking newbie person working at the, thank you for working at the bank. I appreciate it. But you were new and you were upsetting me immediately. They didn't know what to do. And I literally had to Google everything for them, while, being barricaded inside this bank. So finally got that across the line. And they're like, oh, I think they said 1 to 3 business days. So thank goodness it was pretty instant, actually. The best part about it was the wire transfer. I think it only took maybe about a day, maybe less than a day. So that was pretty quick. But everything else is a freaking process. That's why, Bitcoin fixes this, I think, is what our friend Pomp would say. So, yeah, it just proved the cryptocurrency need so much for me this week. So I hate Western Union. I hate financial
the reason
institutions.
though that and correct me if I'm wrong, the reason we did not, or you did not use full on crypto to do the transaction to begin with was because we needed to convert to
USD.
US dollars.
Correct. And then there'd be a tax implication
that
there.
Would be a tax burden, correct?
Right. Yeah, so it's
there needs to be a better way.
There needs to be a better way, absolutely. So the fees weren't too bad. I think it cost me about $30 to wire the money Canadian. So that's like $20 American. Not awful, but not great. Like if you wanted to transfer a few $1,000s with a Bitcoin, I'm sure the fee would be like $1.25. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So. Crypto needs to be, it needs more mass adoption, I think. That's my
mass adoption.
Thank you. But yeah, so Western Union, I feel like they're again, I've never used them, but I keep hearing them as kind of the bully of the financial market. Like, you know what I mean? They really exploit people trying to send money to family overseas, and like the fees are very high from my understanding.
Yes.
And so on and so forth. So I don't.
You're calling out Western Union? Is that?
I am.
That's what's happening here?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's go.
Eastern Confederate.
I don't know if I approve of that name, but I get what you were doing there, and I appreciate the hustle.
My new cryptocurrency is Eastern Confederate. It's the opposite of
what about like something Satoshi? I don't know.
No. I think this is the one. I think this is the marketing move.
There you go. Let's do it.
You want to do another news story? I have one here.
I have one.
Yeah, you want to do
it?
it?
No, yeah, you go. Go ahead.
Okay, I have one here. This is Bitcoin.
I assumed it was my turn because you just talked for the last 10 minutes. But
I know that happens. I apologize. Bitcoin is expected to continue rising and reach $20,000 this year, according to Bloomberg Intelligence senior commodity strategist Mike McGlone.
Mike Bitcoin.
That's right.
What? So wait, this guy's already claiming it's going to hit 20K?
Yeah, I love it. This year. So
this year?
That's what he's saying. 2020.
Nah. Come on,
2020.
Come on, Mike.
Both technical and fundamental factors are, quote, increasingly favorable for Bitcoin, McClone said in a new report published on Wednesday. Some of these factors include Bitcoin's maturity against other investment options, rising futures, open interest, and more buy and hold interest from institutional investors. McGlone said, quote, something needs to go really wrong for Bitcoin not to appreciate. He expects Bitcoin to even possibly touch $28,000 this year.
Come on.
Bitcoin ended 2019. That's what he's saying.
Who's this guy again? Who is this guy?
By New Year's Day.
28K by New Year's Day?
Yeah, that's it. I just made that up just now.
I like that. We should find Carpe Noctem and have him put that as his status.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't know if this guy's smoking the hopium, but I like what he's saying. He finishes off this one, says, quote, Bitcoin ended 2019 at about $7,000, near the bottom of its range, favoring a shift towards the peak. Last year, the high was about 14,000, which would translate into almost double in 2020 if rotating within the recent band. So apparently he used math to get there, but it's
apparently he used math.
So, what are your thoughts? Do you think 28K is doable, or
No.
are you a naysayer on this one?
No, I am saying nay. I am saying
what
nay.
I thought. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
I'm saying nay. Not happening. I don't think so.
What do you think best case scenario is? Like maintaining what we are currently going into the new year?
Well, I mean, we'll,
A little bit higher?
see. I think we could go high. We could push higher, maybe 11, 12, 13, maybe.
Also,
but
maybe
like,
maybe there's a teen dream in your.
That would be my highest. I think
Okay.
that I would be comfortable saying, okay, maybe we.
I'm
can
not.
get there.
I'm not arguing that point. That sounds about right to me. Also,
I feel like that's just a little more realistic. I don't know. I mean, obviously, we've seen crazier things happen, but
Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you on this one.
so
No argument from me.
I'm surprised you're not
smoking the
calling
whole
for
beer.
50K.
What did I say? I said 50K.
You said 150K, and then my favorite is I forget who it is. I think is it Ass Monster
Yeah, I think it was that.
who videotaped his screen typing that quote out.
I love it
That was so
for
good.
posterity. So that's good.
Yes, yes.
It's in the record books now.
And then I think he put some rocket emojis in there.
I love a good rocket emoji.
Oh man! All right, so do I have one more here? Because
I don't know.
I
You
think
wanna
I
just-
do. I
yeah.
got one more. Bitcoin derivatives market is growing faster than the spot market, suggesting rising institutionalization in the space. Our girl, Yogita Katari. The Bitcoin derivatives market, or futures options, is growing faster than the spot market, according to research conducted by the Block's Larry Cermak. The trend, which is common in traditional financial markets such as Forex, suggests that the crypto space is increasingly getting institutionalized. Last month, both Bitcoin futures and options hit yearly highs. The former saw volumes of 558 billion, while the latter 3.1 billion worth of trades. The legitimate spot volume, which excludes fake volume, was about 106 billion in May. So the ratio between spot buying and futures volumes has increased to over 5 from less than 2.3 a year ago, indicating that the futures volume is growing faster as compared to spot volume. That's pretty interesting. What are your thoughts here?
Does this mean institutional money?
Institutional money. I've morphed this over the year. It's the years now too. It sounds more like the guy from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, Don Pardo.
Yeah,
I always think it sounds
Alec Baldwin.
I always think it sounds more like Paul Bearer, the old hype man for The Undertaker.
Oh, nice. With musical guest Sting.
Can you say with musical guest Panic at the Disco?
With musical guest Panic at the Disco.
It's a funnier name.
It's Saturday Night Live.
That's good stuff.
Well, yeah, I had to throw some impressions in
I
there.
appreciate it. I
We
like a good
don't
impression.
we haven't had a Trump in a while. So we gotta
No,
get some
that is
impressions
true. We
in
haven't
there.
had a Trump in a while.
Although the recent events of this week were ripe for Trump impressions.
I was inspecting the bunker.
It's a great bunker. It's kind of like my man cave. I had to see what was down there. I have lots of Doritos. I have Doritos down there. They're great chips, perfectly triangular. I think that's what people tell me the shape is. It's a great place to eat Pringles too. And then, I took a picture with the Bible. I held it. I held the Bible. It was burning my hand. You see, I was holding it very gingerly. But I had to hold the Bible because I needed a picture for it.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Did you? I mean, the picture of him with the Bible was just.
Isn't it upside down and backwards?
It looked like he had never held a book before,
What
and
am I supposed to do
also
with this?
never had hands.
Right. Well, he is notoriously known for his teeny tiny hands. So
My hands are average. They're just the same size as Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Yeah. So I don't know. Jeez. I mean, the fact that you have to talk to all your American brothers and sisters out there. You can't let him be president for a second term.
But Joe Biden sucks too.
I think it's a stepping stone. I think it's just a matter of, hey, we're all drowning. Let's just
he's
out of the water.
legitimately got dementia.
I thought Trump had dementia until I started listening to Joe Biden.
Right. Like, oh my God, it's so crazy. And I will say though, say what you want about Trump, he is great at nicknames. Like the belittling nicknames. Like, there's no better nickname than Sleepy Joe Biden.
Sleepy Joe Biden.
Sleepy Joe. Like, all of his he's got great nicknames for everybody.
Sleepy Joe.
Little Marco Rubio. That was a great one.
But I don't know. I don't know. Like, can you even get another option besides Joe Biden at this late stage in the game?
The only one that there is to save us is John McAfee.
I think. I don't even know what to think of that.
He's not the hero we want, but the hero we need.
So I don't know. Maybe could you imagine that was the third option?
Just the debates between Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and John McAfee would just be so epic.
I am excited to see some Joe Biden debates, though, because say what you will, dementia and all, the guy gets cranky and he will pop off on somebody. So I'm excited to see some Joe Biden anger.
When he was basically verbally assaulting that factory worker a couple of weeks
Didn't he
ago.
Almost punch him?
Yeah.
I feel like he was going to fight him.
Great. That was great.
He's got the anger of Mickey Rooney. But yeah. Anyhow, I think we're okay.
Anyway, all right. So that's going to do it for the news. We've got one more little fun draft that we're doing in the midst of all the craziness that is happening. And we're going to do a draft of the best stores to loot. So each of us are going to pick 3 stores. Obviously, this is not financial advice. Don't go out and loot these stores. Don't go loot these stores. But there's probably better stores to loot than others. Like, I saw a video of this one guy trying to loot a gun store, and he got what he deserved.
That doesn't sound like the smart move.
No, it doesn't. So we're going to draft our ideal. It could be an actual store. It could be a category, however you want to go with it.
Okay.
But
all right.
Take your pick and discuss why. And I'll let you go first.
Now, we were talking before the show, and you gave me a great idea. I don't like confrontation. So when I'm
I'm very unconfrontational.
When I'm looking to loot something, I'm not looking to compete with other people. I'm going to the stores where I can get a little alone time in the store. You know what I'm saying? Not for sexual. I'm not talking sexual. I'm not going to bang any of the merchandise. But I like to do my looting.
What about the mannequins?
I mean, I might bang a mannequin. But I'm just into mannequins. It's not a weird thing.
It's not a looting thing. It's just what I'm into.
It's my kink. But I would go, in honor of you. You were mentioning to me you were golfing yesterday. I'm going to a Dick's Sporting Goods and getting some new, or like a golf warehouse of some sort, because I want some new clubs. I want some maybe the new TaylorMade.
You could also use the clubs as a weapon if needed.
Absolutely. I'm really looking not to do that. I want to collect these.
Right, but you may have to defend yourself.
If push comes to shove, I'm gonna smash somebody with a putter for sure.
So you're going Dick's Sporting Goods officially as the pick?
Officially Dick's Sporting Goods. We don't have them in Canada, but I hear they're quite the rage.
So you're gonna have to go pretty far to loot. Yeah, what's the sporting goods store up there?
We have Golf Town for
Moose Tracks.
Moose Factory. No, we have Golf Town. That's the big golfing store here. I'll go there once in a while. It's pretty nice.
Golf Town, I like that.
Yeah, I might
come on down to Golf Town. Population U. That should definitely be their slogan if it's not.
I'm going to have to confer, but I'll let you know. All right, what's your pick?
Okay, so now this is going to go away from the crowd. I like this. There's going to be crowds at this place. But if I'm looting, I want a mix of some practical items, right? Like things that I'm going to have immediate use for, right? Mm-hmm. Otherwise, what am I going out to loot for, right?
Right.
So I'm going grocery. Grocery. Grocery is something you spend a lot of money on every month.
Yep.
You can consume it easily and potentially dispose of any evidence.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That you might need. So, if you're Trump looting Pringles, you can eat those very quickly, and you might get away with your loot there. So I'm going grocery store.
Okay. All right, grocery store. Do you want to go again, or do you want me to go?
You could go.
Okay.
I think there's enough here that we can go back and forth and that.
So I've been complaining about my current iPhone for some time.
Oh, interesting.
And with what's happening, I can't very well go to my, I can't get upgrades from my work currently. And I want all the best stuff. I've actually never had a Mac computer.
Me either.
So I'm going to the Apple Store. And I'm gonna ransack that place.
I'll tell you why that's a terrible idea.
I'm assuming Apple has a pretty high security, and they can just check all the serial numbers for everything.
Well, I mean, you literally have a device that tracks everywhere you go.
Find my iPhones.
Right. Like literally, Apple's just gonna be like, "Hey, let's find all the looted iPhones."
I've been SIM swapped.
You're gonna be sitting there simp swapping away.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that's a bad choice, but I understand why you would want to. All right, so let's see.
That's a good point.
Let's see what my next option is going to be. This is getting difficult. I'm gonna pick something that's probably. I'm gonna go with. See, I like the general merchandise type of store because you can get everything that you need. It's got a wide variety of looting options. It's not too I could make choices based on what other people are looting around me.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Let's go with one of the. Except I'm gonna go bulk. I'm gonna go instead of the Walmart because I think I could probably get. Here's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Costco. Or sorry, Sam's Club.
Sam's Club.
Officially.
There you go.
Sam's Club.
I think everybody's going to go to Costco. I feel like Sam's Club will be kind of an afterthought.
First of all, I could just flash my membership at the door to get in, right?
No questions asked.
I belong here. Let me loot. I'm coming in here to loot. Plus, I could take all the stuff that, you could get at a big box store, but I can get more of it. And, I feel like since Sam's Club is exclusive, there will be less people there.
That's a good point. I like it. I like Sam's Club. That's a good choice. Now, for my last pick, some people may want, maybe you're looting a liquor store, maybe a weed dispensary. I'm not sure.
I thought you were going to go with that.
I thought so too, but I feel like those are going to be some hot spots. I'm trying to really think of some areas where people are forgetting to loot, like a Sam's Club. You know what I mean? An afterthought, if you will. So maybe like a Staples. Like I feel like you can get some good stuff at a Staples, and I feel like it's not top of mind for everybody. Like you can go get a new desk lamp or office chair. Because I gotta admit, I could use a high-end office chair. I think that would be real nice, like a leather. It's got the little divots in it that make it squeak, and I want to really class up my office. Is basically what it comes down to.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with a. I'm finding myself having a theme here, but I don't want to do this one. But
is it more food?
It was gonna be my other looting options in this kind of store are food, but I was gonna go with somewhere that I can have a potential cash score.
Ooh.
Like what kind of places have the cash on hand to do these things, right? So maybe you could, so like obviously you could go try to loot a bank, right? But
seems
very
risky.
high security, right? Like, so I'm thinking, okay, what other places have
Like a credit
potentially
union?
that's like the Sam's Club of banks.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go rob a credit union.
Well, I'm thinking maybe like a heavy lottery store, like a heavy volume lottery store. So like either a gas station or
Right.
a convenience store or like a 7-Eleven or something like that, where they would have lots of cash on hand because people are coming in and paying for lottery tickets with cash. So I don't know what that would technically. So am I going convenience store for the money? Is that what my
Yeah,
classification
you could say like
would be?
7-Eleven, like 7-Elevens.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 7-Elevens. But see, like
what,
that's
what do you
the
got?
thing.
Wawa? What do you have in your area? Wawas?
So Wawas are in New Jersey. We have the Wawa Pennsylvania competitor / knockoff called Sheetz.
Sheets?
Yeah, SHEETZ.
Ooh, they put the Z in there. Wow,
Yeah,
good.
they're edgy. Yeah.
All right.
So
okay, I like that.
Now the problem with that is if I don't get the cash score, I'm basically held to everything that I could get in less options than I could get in a grocery store. Right. However, it does have the liquor aspect as well.
That is
so,
a good point.
You know, most of them have a liquor aspect to them. So I'm gonna go with that.
All right.
All right. So to round it out, I you might win this one. I feel like you have a good.
See, you're
mixer.
looking at, you know what? Yours is way more greedy than me because I'm just looking for cool things that I want. You're like, I'm gonna steal the money. I want cash on hand.
I mean, what else? Like, I don't really want. Well, with all the money, I could buy these.
That's
other
a good
things,
point.
I
That's a
guess.
good point. That's fair. That's fair.
You know, so
This looting, and I'm seeing a whole new side of you.
well, you know, I mean, look, realistically, where would I want to loot? Maybe like a Raymore and Flanagan, but
That's what
like,
exactly.
but like, you know, it's probably hard to be running out with a couch.
That's true.
Like,
That's a good
or you know, a Tempur-Pedic mattress. You know?
I hear you. Those are.
Like-
I hear those things are hard to carry.
Yeah, they are very hard to carry. I had to do that once myself, and it was very difficult. A king-size Tempur-Pedic mattress up a flight of stairs, I don't recommend it.
No, I don't recommend either.
I went with the flip method, flipping it up the stairs.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I couldn't get that thing on my back. So, for the final thing here, you've got
I got.
Dick's Sporting Goods,
Yeah.
Apple, and Staples.
Yeah.
I've got grocery stores, Sam's Club, and convenience stores, 7-Eleven, Sheetz, Wawa, whatever.
Piggly Wiggly, is that one too? Aren't you?
That's a
aren't you-
grocery store.
Aren't you impressed with how much I know about convenience stores of the U.S.?
I actually am.
I can barely tell you two Canadian ones.
It's pretty interesting, actually.
I like to know the ins and outs of American life.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're.
I could move there
think
one
you're
day. I
worth
feel
it.
like pretty seamlessly.
What's that?
I think I could move to the U.S. fairly seamlessly.
Oh, I think you absolutely could. Like you're basically an American. Like
Where's the Wawa?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, I think you would fit right in here. Like, I'm not sure. Like, if we had to, maybe this is an exercise we could put out there someday. Is vote on which state chamber would move to. Like,
I like that.
like which state would your sensibilities and knowledge and food views do best in?
That's a good question. I don't even know.
I'm gonna have to think about where I would put you and why.
That's interesting.
I don't know like what kind of living you like. Like
I'll tell you what. Just
are you a country guy? Are you
geographically? I like Montana. I think that would be a
yeah,
fun-
but you wouldn't be able to get to the things you need.
That's a good point.
There's nothing in Montana. So like, let's
Maybe the
so we could
Appalachian
find
somewhere. Maybe the Northeast.
Honestly, you
Appalachian.
might do really nicely in the Pennsylvania mountains.
Well, I feel like where I live and Pennsylvania are very, very close. We have a lot of. You guys have like the Pennsylvania Dutch country.
Yeah, we got that.
Southern Ontario is basically the same thing. It's all Dutch.
We got
people
plenty
here.
of Amish.
Amish. I got people. I got maple. They're big into the maple syrup too.
Hey, we have Hershey.
That's all right. So
Yeah.
I like
The whole
this.
town smells like chocolate. It's fantastic.
My wife has been there one time. She said the exact same thing.
Yeah,
It's
it's not a lie. It is
just
very
what we
much
talk
the
all
truth.
time.
Yes.
That's all right.
So
Okay.
all right, we've got to wrap this bad boy up, but that is going to complete another week of the REKT podcast. We are pushing on our 2-year anniversary coming up. We are just weeks away.
Weeks
Taylor.
away. That's
We are
crazy.
3 weeks away. I think our first episode was June 28th, if
Something
I
like that,
remember
yeah.
correctly.
Yep, I think
which
you're correct.
means that that's a Sunday. We won't be podcasting that day, but
It'll be in that zone.
yeah. So I don't know. Should we try to do something special for it? I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we could do like maybe a multi-guest show, or maybe have some of our listeners.
Maybe some of our listeners call in,
Yeah, something
record
like that.
record some video messages. That would be fun.
Yeah, I think we could do something like that.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today. And as always, find us on all of our social media at CoinHQ or at CoinHQ _ on Twitter, CoinHQ.tv, all of our normal REKT podcast mediums, and our Telegram group's been getting some traction
Yeah,
lately.
it's been lit, as the kids say.
Yeah, wig.
Yeah.
So come chat with us in there. We just mess around and have a good time. But other than that, as always, don't get wrecked, and that is financial advice.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. You can help support us by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and become a REKT patron by signing up for a monthly tier on patreon.com. That's patreon.com /REKT podcast. Don't get wrecked.